Well, I don't know about you, but it seems like our society gives more money to people who don't need it and less to people who do need it. Look at this. Here's some data that came out recently about gifts to universities, okay? So a report came out that all the money that the universities are getting, you know, like they got last year from donations and stuff like that. Well, it's a record amount of money. So, the universities got like $40 billion, you know. So they've, you know, raised, you know, a record amount of money. Now, look at the same year, last year, students are the biggest record-breaking year of student debt. so as these rich colleges get richer, you know, the kids who are in the colleges get poorer. You know? And let's take a look at one of the colleges. Okay, on the top of the list of the people who got money, okay, of that $40 billion, there's a listing of all the top 20 universities, you know, Stanford, Harvard, University of California. Actually, it looks like you're either a private school or a public school in California. And that's who got all the money, you know, really like $500 million or more. That's just in 1 year. Okay, so let's take a look at Stanford. They got $1.6 billion. I mean, that's even serious money in the government. $1.5 billion. You know? So here, look at this graph, or not graph, this chart here I'm showing. Stanford University donations of $1.6 billion. Okay, now Stanford has 16,770 students. So that's 16,000 students, you know, for $1.6 billion. That's an average of $95,000 for every student. That's how much money they just raised from people outside, not tuition. That's nothing to do with tuition. So tuition at Stanford is about $46,000. So Stanford, from, you know, rich people and things like that, they were able to raise an average of $95,000, okay? Students have to go to Stanford and pay $46,000 when they're getting $96,000 for every student, not even from tuition. So look at this graph here, or not a graph, you know, whatever, it's a chart. So look at how much the student income they're getting. So the student income, if everyone's paying price, and most of them are getting loans and stuff like that to help pay the price, it's $771 million. So that's $750 million. So just in 2015, Stanford got, you know, $1.6 billion in donations, plus $750 million in tuition. Yeah. And this is the year when students had more debt than ever. But actually, what goes through my mind is, God, what kind of society are we that are giving, you know, $1.6 billion to kids in universities that really probably don't even need it? You know, most of us, sure, they have low-income people, but it's only about 3%. Hardly anybody low income. They brag about the scholarships thing, but from income families, it's only at elite schools. Only about 3% of families go to elite schools, but 75% of wealthy families go to elite school. So they're the ones that get the benefits, most of it. So look at this. If you look at, what I think is the best deal in town is community colleges. So if you look at this donations, $1.6 billion that went to Stanford. And Stanford had $46,000 a year in tuition. A community college only costs about $3,400 a year in tuition. So how many kids could go to college per year at a community college for the $1.6 billion that Stanford get? Okay, ready? Drum roll. 470,000 students. That's 500,000 students could go to community college for that $1.6 billion that Stanford got. So Stanford is getting $1.6 billion, worth of money, to be given to what is it, 16,000 students, when that money could put 500,000 people in college that really couldn't afford to go to college otherwise. That's what's amazing to me. How we, take resources and put them where they're least efficient and forget about things that they're probably most efficient at, like community colleges. So that's why what I've done is I set up a scholarship at a local community college here at Frederick Community College. We call I Don't Need My Government Money Scholarship Fund. I think, because I get Social Security money and I don't need it, so I give most of it to the community college. And, that's a couple dozen people that go to school every year just on that money. So community colleges are just a wonderful bargain. I think they're the best education bargain in our community. And also, it's not only for college, to go to college, but it's also for getting any kind of degree or a certificate. I mean, a couple months. I'm helping somebody get into college, community college here in healthcare, and there's a degree now or a certificate in 1 year. You could be trained to be like a sleeping expert. We have so many people that can't sleep. Now we have sleep centers, and it's now a big health problem, people who can't sleep. So to be a technician in this industry, it's about a 1 year class, and then you start 30, 40, 50 grand a year. That's amazing. I mean, you can get a 4-year degree, and be working at Starbucks for a lot less than that. So the opportunities are there. And actually, there's a study from Georgetown University about workforce. What they do is study, it's called the Center for Education and the Workforce. And they have a study like how the demand for healthcare industries in the year 2000. So like nursing is just going to be booming. I mean, you're looking for a career, young people, whatever, and you're not sure what to do. Man, I mean, they project there will be 1.6 million job openings for nurses through 2020. Now, this is because there'll be 700,000 will be created new jobs, and then 800,000 or 900,000 are people who are retiring. And that's available for everyone. So, and we're going to have a shortage of about 200,000 nurses. So that's a great opportunity. I mean, you get a 2-year degree and start like a 40, 50 grand, or stay for a 4-year degree and have that on your resume and be able to work anywhere, because that's certainly a growth industry. If you're going to be trained for something, train for something that people need, and that's another thing. You could go to your local community college and say, hey, what kind of certificates? I mean, in 2 years or something like that, you could get something in cybersecurity and start at 50 grand. They're hurting for people. This is where we go to feed those job opportunities that we have shortfalls in our community. We really need people. I think some like welders we don't have anymore. So you can get a certificate or welding degree instead of going to a private college or university. They're going to charge us so much. No, check with a career guidance counselor, at the local community college. How do you find the local community college? Well, the American Association of Community Colleges has a big map there, and you could find the community college in your area. Call the counselors there, and you probably even have to just show up. I mean, that's why so many of these bureaucracies are so big, and they email you can't get through, and all that kind of stuff, and phones you can't get through. So just go to the campus, show up, and say, hey, I want to talk to a counselor. And it's easier for them to just see you and try to get your help right there because they see you, as opposed to getting in the system of electronically. And what I did, I went to the community college. I have a video here at the end. There's a dozen or so people explain, because what I do, I'm trying to raise at the community college people that donate, people that like in my zip code, we have millionaires who are getting 40, maybe $20,000, $30,000 a year in Social Security. They don't need it. They're still making millions of dollars and spend that kind of chump change on lunches. But for $1,000, a kid could go to college. So I have an interview. Look at this interview. These wonderful young people and old people, all kinds of people, how they would spend an extra $1,000. I mean, you hear it. It's just like, they can't afford books, and that would help. They can afford gas to get to school. and how that would help. So watch this, because it's instructive what's going on in our society, and we got to get rid of this class ceiling. I have another video too on this about a Jack Kent Cook study, because see what they did is they show how elite schools are really just concentrate on rich people. I mean, they say they give scholarships or something to low-income people, but they have wonderful data that I cover in this other video that will show you how if you take all their students and then you take the population and break up the population by income, and like 25% of the richest, the next 25, so and so, and then the poorest 25%. Well, in these elite colleges, only 3% of their people come from the poorest 25%. 75 or 73 or something, over 70% come from the richest 25%. So I mean, I guess they believe that, on a whole, just richer kids are a lot smarter than poorer kids. And that's nonsense, We all have a lot of capabilities. We don't have the options, And if all the resources are going to there, and you watch this other video and you see how other ways they sort of jimmy the system so the rich kids get in and the poor kids don't. And that's fine. I mean, to me, you're allowed to be an idiot or be biased or prejudiced or whatever you want to be. But if you're taking government money like grants and tax cuts and everything because you're nonprofit, I don't think that's right. So watch that other video too. And watch the kids here first.
Hi, my name is Dennis Alive, and gas now costs me $200 a month, and I put the $1,000 towards gas. Hi, I'm Simon Kinderconnect, and if I had $1,000, I would use it to buy books for school, because every year I spend about $700 on books, so that would definitely help me out a lot.
I'm Rachel Joannides, and if I had $1,000 to put towards school, I'd probably use it for books, because they cost almost as much as tuition. For my chemistry class alone, my book cost like $350 and the class was just almost $400.
With the cost of a semester of education hovering around $1,500, $1,000 scholarship can make a huge difference in a student's life.
Just hold it up like this. If I had $1,000, I would use it for when I got to my 4-year school so I could have some spending money because I probably won't have a job, so thank you.
I'm Alexander Leone. If I had $1,000, I would use it to help me get my 2-year degree so I could go to the United States Coast Guard Academy.
I'm Marco Aguero, and if I had $1,000, I would use it to pay for my school at FCC.
I'm Justin Beard, and if I had $1,000, I'd pay for summer classes.
I'm Stephanie Swartz, and if I had an extra $1,000, I'd take 2 more classes.
My name is Evan Thomas, and if I had $1,000, I'd put it towards some books or school or food and transportation.
My name is Karen Crum, and I would use $1,000 to pay for my tuition for classes.
Hi, my name is Dustin Trey, and if I had $1,000, I'd buy a year's worth of school books.
All right, my name is Roberto Levo, and I could use an extra $1,000 to pay for books, rent, some fast food because I'm really poor and I don't have a lot of time. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Amber Welsh, and I would use an extra $1,000 to pay for tuition for a better future for me.
My name is Darren Kopp, and with $1,000, I could get a decent down payment on a used car with $1,000 to get to school.
Hi, my name is Andrew Hicks, and if I had $1,000, I'd use it to go to Trevecca Nazarene University, Nashville, Tennessee, to finish college.
My name is Chris France, and if I had $1,000, I would buy everybody I know a pair of rollerblades so we could rollerblade in tandem to school.
My name is Doug Cruzes, and if I had $1,000, I would donate it to Japan for the earthquake fund.
Hello, I'm Patrick Glazier, and if I had such money, I would use it for gas.
I'm Gary Ostro, and if I had $1,000, it would pay for my tuition.
I'm Anastasia Loyd, and for $1,000, I will pay for my summer classes.
My name is Dan Syed, and $1,000 could buy me textbooks, school supplies, maybe even pay for one of my classes.
My name is Erica Matafis, and $1,000 could pay for all of my textbooks for 1 year. Is that good?
My name is Drew Torres. What $1,000 would mean to me would help me benefit, or it would benefit me in an education that I wouldn't get when I was younger. It also would help me invest into a family that I'd get in the future, and it'd be a real lifesaver, especially if I needed if I needed extra money for my kids in the long run.
My name is Erica Mattifus, and $1,000 could pay for all my textbooks for a whole year. Last semester, I paid $500 for just one class for textbooks. Is that okay? Okay.
See, people don't know that.
My name is Chris France, and if I had $1,000, I would throw a little bit of money into the tech club at school so we could actually have a decent budget.
My name is Nicole Young, and $1,000 would mean a semester of food to me, and that's very important.
Hi, my name is Kenneth Melnick, and I'm at school because of a Pell Grant. It will help me in the future to fight for social justice.
I'm Bruce Carpenter, and if I had another $1,000, I wouldn't have to work so much, so then I'd be able to spend more time focusing on my studies.
Hi, I'm Jenna Martinez.
And I'm Angie, her sister.
And we could use $1,000 to give back to our mom who sacrifices to send us to school.
Yes, that would be awesome.
My name is Chris France. If I had $1,000, I would give everyone at the coffee shop a raise so they would give me free coffee.
Hi, I'm Rohondo Harvey, and I could use $1,000 to pay off for school loans and debts that I have.
Hi, my name is Shayna Smith, and I could definitely use $1,000 because that's exactly what it's going to cost for my textbooks next year for the nursing program.